over, Crow. Hey, Justice Seeker 9402. Hey, Downtown Trina, Janet V. Priscilla Jones, hey, darling. Hi, AC. How's this for a late Sunday night impromptu live? Oh, Liplock's been doing some research, and we're going to look at some of it. And if yins happen to look at the poll, hello, babies. Oop. Let me slide down. I got the chair adjusted for something other than y'all looking at me. I don't know how many of you that are viewing right now took part in the poll that I put up on our community tab a while ago. But I just went to glance at it like 20 minutes ago, and at that time there were like 168 responses, and I went, wow. So, since I like to strike while the iron is hot, as they say, I thought I'd just go ahead and pull up one page of the research I've been doing. Hi, Donna. I frazzled because not only are many of you actually participating in the poll, which is, do you think that Child Protective Services is a failed system in your country or area? The reason I wanted to do it was because of my almost non-existent experience with CPS. I had hoped that y'all would consider, hi Ace, I had hoped that y'all would consider participating in the poll. It didn't occur to me I would be getting all the comments. And that is what really, hi Annette, gave me more to start working with, babies, than the poll itself. Because the comments across, they vary from one end of the spectrum. Hi, Tuli Rose. Like, just really upbuilding, thoughtful. Now, all of the comments are thoughtful comments. Not people just spewing. I mean, people really giving good, honest, solid thoughts and opinions on CPS, the state of CPS. And there, I've had some. One I actually had to hold. Just hang on, I'll tell you how many words. It was very short. I'm not going to say what it said. It had 4 words. And I did reply to that person and ask them if they could please rephrase. Hi, Shorty Small. Hi, Paul. Shorty, honey, thank you so much for coming to Mod. Completely spontaneous, based on the fact that I was getting a lot of input and response to the poll I put up. So thank you, honey, for coming. So just so y'all know, hey, by the way, I'm Susan. Hi. Thank you to an impromptu Hygienica. What for me is relatively late night live stream. I don't think I've ever done one at night. I may have done one at night, but it's 9:27 p.m. Central Standard Time here in North Central Arkansas, which is not late on the clock, but for me, it's starting to get towards rest time, or get on YouTube late night on Sunday night and see what's going on time, which I'll do after we talk. But y'all, the only experience, and I've shared this very briefly, and I'll just tell this real quick. The only experience, and it's indirect, that I have had with Child Protective Services, our youngest grandchild, Jackie, a boy, he'll be 6 July the 1st. Now, our son and Jackie's mother are divorced, and she remarried. They maintain a very good relationship as mother and father. There's like no issues with grandparenting. It's all cool. Except the beautiful mother of my grandson, who is still my friend, the feller she married wasn't particularly nice. Now, he's in prison for 3 years, and here's why. He full hand slapped my grandson across the face. And without going one thing into another, and he said and she said, and this happened, that happened, the process was duly followed through. Hi, Carrie, baby. It's Mountain Girl 2-1. Hi, Karen. Hi, Renegade. Babies, you know how I am. I get to talking and I forget to look at chat. But I'm really glad that you decided to join me late on a Sunday night. Proper procedures, proper phone calls, proper departments were called. The man who slapped my grandson, who was 4 at the time, is now serving a 3-year sentence in the Arkansas State Prison System for having done so. And his conviction, there were several witnesses, naturally, the mother of my grandson, but the primary witness that convicted the man who slapped my grandson was the testimony of the Child Protective Services caseworker. So, that is my experience. So when I started looking, and y'all know I Google, y'all, when I got to looking, it was a mic drop, jaw gaping. I can't hardly believe these numbers moment. And I just had to come and show y'all just one page of what I've been looking at. I don't want to keep you a long time. If you're in Eastern time zone, hi English Rose, um, or if you're east of me, I know it's getting late for you. But y'all, this channel, I told you at the beginning of the year, the revamping of my mission statement. As time progresses and we don't get new news about Summer, we're going to continue to talk about her. And our channel is dedicated to her. But right now, I am seeing a need for serious looking at facts, statistics, and information that might help us understand, why are these things happening? Why is Cody gone? Why is Harmony gone? Why is Kennedy gone? Why is Summer gone? Why is Oakley? What about Oakley? What about Angel Overstreet? What about Lena? What about Michael Monkey Vaughn? What about Serenity Ann McKinney? And countless, countless others. Those aforementioned missing or, unfortunately, having been accounted for the babies. But now what I'm finding out is there are a lot of people, I didn't know, y'all, that so many have been raised in the foster care system. And the impact. So I'm wanting us, now we're not going to get all heavy and dark and serious. I mean, looky here what I'm wearing. Hi, Rita. I'm not going to get all morose and all of that, darlings. Hi, Annette. But we've got to look at the realities and transpose, I'm not sure that's the right word, but transpose what we learned onto maybe the cases that we look at. The cases that people like Mountain Girl, hi Tuli Rose, people like Mountain Girl 212 and Sleuth Mom, Moms for Missing, Arctic Fox True Crime. I feel so bad because I know that I leave some out. The Monsters Under the Bed. I'm noticing a rise here in just the last month even of an increased interest of viewers in less gossip, less rumor, less drama, and more let's talk about what's really going on. So, like I said the other day, well, heck fire, yeah, I'm still going to get mad and raise Cain once in a while. Y'all know me. Hi, Lisa Irwin. Y'all know me. I'm likely to flip a switch at any moment and just go off on a rant to where the mods are having to drop cuss warnings and trigger warnings all over the place. My personality, my character ain't changing. But I just don't like a lot, honeys, and this is all I'm going to say about it. There's an awful lot I don't like about what I see what's going on YouTube when it comes to talking about missing children. Or if you're like Renegade Patriot and John QQ, talking about, and Crude AF. Crude AF is not even a true crime channel. I don't know if any of you's watching, but it's more like what back in the TV or newspaper days was a critic or somebody that audits and then reviews YouTubers. But John QQ and Renegade Patriot and Crude AF, they've been focusing on a 24-year-old man named Daniel Robinson out in Buckeye, Arizona. Baby dolls, there's people, there's babies, there's teenagers going missing, hell-bent for leather all over the place, around the world. And this old lady can't figure out what in the world's going on. So let's look, before I get on a soapbox. We're lagging like all get out, y'all know. So give me a second. And hi, Jack's in the box. Honey, I have looked, and I'm very embarrassed to say that I have watched another channel, The Look of My Life, out of Hawaii. That beautiful woman, she has been doing some focusing on Native American children, what's been going on. We had one here recently, I believe it was 2 Sundays ago, in the Arkansas Democrat Gazette Sunday newspaper, about a major internet child, trigger warning, darlings, child trafficking. A major bust that Jax, that involved, it was here in Arkansas, but it was over there, Rogersville, Bentonville, Fayetteville, Siloam Springs, to where you may be aware that Oklahoma-Arkansas state line runs right smack through Siloam Springs, for instance, and the investigation spilled over into honey, forgive me. I will get, Jax, I embarrass myself with my ignorance. I don't like the word reservation. Into the Indian nation. So, I need to be looking more at that. And some of them things. Okay, now let me plug in. Sorry about the hand over the lens. Y'all know me. Okay, hang on. Hang on for me, darlings. It'll take just a second. I'm reconnecting and it says I'm live. Hi, Talking with Loose Lips. Welcome over, sweetie. Okay, darlings, I'm going to flip the lens and we're going to look at child maltreatment statistics. Now, the way I found this, let me go ahead and flip the lens. Let me turn this speaker off because it's going to start crackling. Y'all know me. I like that Google search bar while I'm learning how to maneuver the internet and YouTube and all whatnot is that. So that Google search bar and me are becoming real good friends, and all I did was put in the Google search bar Child Protective Services Statistics 2021. This was not the first site that came up. The first site that came up was a United States government site. Now, please don't take this the wrong way. I'm a proud American citizen, and I pretty much trust and have faith in my government. But when I want to do independent research, I do not always necessarily choose government sites as my first source. I can't even justify to you why. Now, on another day, yes, we will. We will look at U.S. government source. But this source is American SPCC. And AmericanSPCC.org, by the way. And they evidently are an organization that provides a learning center in regards to, and here, now babies, warnings, because before I go on scrolling down, although it's statistics we're looking at, and we know statistics means numbers. Here's what I want to ask you to do, though. Yes, remain objective and not emotional. However, let us not forget that every single digit contained within is a human being. More specifically, a child. And in the United States of America, statistics bear out that 1 in 4 females, 1 in 6 males will be sexually assaulted or abused, molested before the age of 18. And in my country, for most, I'm not going to go off in a rabbit hole, but let me say this. For most intents and purposes in this country, the United States, 18 is the legal age. So we're going to be looking at statistics for living human beings. Well, I don't know that they're all living. We're going to be looking at numbers that represent humans. We can never forget that. Okay. We're going to be looking at child abuse and neglect, children's safety. I don't know yet what ACES is. They also deal with, let me just go over their little banner here real quick, because we need to give credit where credit is due. We don't ever want to take credit for something that we ourselves did not research and develop. Hi, Heather. So also foster care and adoption, positive parenting, bullying and cyberbullying, children's mental health, brain story, LGBTQ plus teens. By the way, I want to make it clear, we are LGBTQ plus supportive on this channel. They have some other things here about COVID, fatherhood, children's health. They have a media center. But all we're going to look at now, just to get our conversation started after our poll was up, are the National Child Maltreatment Statistics. The statistics of child maltreatment and neglect show the severity of the problem. Now, babies, get ready and put your seatbelts on, because These numbers are not pleasant. I'm hoping that you can see them, but I am going to read to you as best as I can. Let me see if I can get you scooted up here a little bit better. Okay. I hope y'all can see that okay. We're going to start in this left column, obviously. 1.4 million child maltreatment referral reports received. Child abuse reports involved 7.9 million children. 91.4% of victims are maltreated by one or both parents. Only 3.4 million children receive prevention and post-response services. Now think about that. 7.9 million children. Child abuse reports involved 7.9 million. Yet, only 3.4 million children receive prevention and post-response services. Less than half. 142,056 children received foster care services. Staggering. When we justifiably criticize CPS, foster care services, etc., let's remember this number and how overwhelming that must be. How many families, how many qualified foster parents and homes are there? $491,710 victims. Okay, now let's remember the numbers we started with. We're breaking it down here. 74.9% of these victims are neglected. 115,100 or 17.5% are physically abused. 60,927 victims, or 9.3%, are sexually abused. 39,824 victims, or 6.1%, are psychologically maltreated. Babies, I'm not going to cry. I am not going to cry. I'm going to get through this for these children. The highest rate of child abuse in children under the age 1. 25.7 per 1,000 of children who are abused in the United States of America are under the age of 1. Annual estimate, 1,840 children died from abuse and neglect in 2019. Five children die every day from child abuse. or 70.3% of all child fatalities were younger than 3 years old. I know, Michelle. I know, honey. I know, sweetheart. I'm right there with you, darling. I know you can't see me, but I'm with you. 79.7% of child fatalities involve at least one parent. 79.7% of child fatalities involve at least one parent. Of the children who died, 72.9% suffered child neglect. Of the children who died, 44.4% suffered physical abuse either exclusively or in combination with another maltreatment type. .4% of children who die from child abuse are under 1 year. Rita, I know, sweetheart. I know it. Now this surprised me. All of it surprised me, but boys had a higher child fatality rate than girls. Now it's not a huge difference. 2.98 boys and 2.20 girls per 100,000. Almost 61,000 children are sexually abused. (2018) was the first year for which states are reporting the, let me go ahead and just highlight the whole thing. That, right, okay. 2018 was the first year for which states are reporting the new maltreatment type of sex trafficking. For 2019, 29 states report 877 unique victims of sex trafficking. For victims of the sex trafficking maltreatment type, the majority, 89.1%, are female. Sorry, babes, let me do that again. I'm so sorry. For victims of the sex trafficking maltreatment type, the majority, 89.1%, are female and 10.4% are male. It is estimated that between 50 to 60% of maltreatment fatalities are not recorded on death certificates. Child abuse crosses all socioeconomic and educational levels, religions, and ethnic and cultural groups. Hi, Gma Brooke. 14% of all men in prison and 36% of women in prison in the United States of America were abused as children. About twice the frequency seen in the general population. Hi, Cheryl. Babies, think of that. 14% of all men in prison and 36% of women in prison in the United States were abused as children, and that is twice the frequency seen in our general population. Our last bullet point. Children who experience child abuse and neglect are approximately 9 times more likely to become involved in criminal activity. Obviously, hi Tanya. The source of this chart is the United States Department of Health and Human Services. This is the number of cases of child abuse in the United States in 2019 by age. Here we have number of cases. Here we have child age. Again, our source, as you can see right here, I hope, United States Department of Health and Human Services. Darlings, those numbers absolutely can we agree that we've got a serious problem? Hi, Purple Knights. Tanya, I know, honey. How do we fix this? It didn't get this way overnight. It's not going to get fixed overnight. But how do we Jax, we open up our homes. Yes, Janet V, you're an SA survivor. I am too, baby. But Jax, we start hearing reports of, honey, my head starts to swim. Looky here. I want simple answers to complicated questions, and of course, I'm not so damn dumb that I think there are any. Hi, Gigi. Uh, Jax, there's some that open their homes, honey, that's sometimes almost worse off than where the baby started out at. I'm at an utter loss, and that's why I'm live right now. I just really needed to. It's not easy, trust me. I was single through 4 of my 5 rosters and worked at Breaks Your Heart. And then you got somebody that's old like me, that I've got the room. I could make it to where I did have if I mean, I don't even know what the standards are. But, you got an old couple like me that I've got the time, but I hadn't got the help or the stamina. Yeah, Purple Knights 5.0, honey, I agree, but I mean, do we need to go to our legislators? How do we, I mean, yes, Jax, going back to your comment, and I'm sorry, y'all, I still have the head cold, so I'm kind of, but those of us, hi, Mrs. T, hi, Kate's Candle, with good intentions and open hearts and, just everything that it would take to be a good foster parent. Oh, Jax, you're going to hate me for what I'm about to say. I don't know if I could ever let the baby go. Once you become a foster parent, how do you have the official Bassiana? I don't think I could stand it to get attached to a child and get bonded with them, especially a child that needed somebody to love them and to take care of them and bring them up right and get them whatever help that they need. I don't know, and to be perfectly honest with you, honey, I don't know that I've got the patience for a child that a child would need coming out of a bad situation. I mean, I don't mean patience like I'd be mean to them or something like that, but, where I might be, frazzled, like, what do I do? What do I do? But I don't know if I could let them go if I ever had a foster child. If they were to, like, come and say, well, we found somebody that will adopt the child or the baby and now you have to give it up, I'd be like, oh, no, you're not. And it doesn't work that way. That's because I'm old. When you get old like me, now I know what my mother meant. My mama used to say, when you get to be my age, you can say any damn thing you want to and get away with it. Because if they got enough courage to say anything, they've got enough respect not to. But to the one reason your husband said no. Well, baby, I don't know if I'm as solid as I might. I'm pretty solid. I am pretty solid. But I got my moments. I have my moments. Jax, you're 55 with a 10-year-old still. A foster child, Jax. A 10-year-old foster. Honey, we were talking too about needing more attention on the Native American children, Jax. anything that goes through my head to say to you sounds, in my head it sounds patronizing, and I don't like to be patronizing. I just, when I say respect and admiration. Jax, do you mind me asking, your entire life has been for children. Jax, do you mind me asking how many, I think you said earlier, honey, but how many foster children have you had? Yeah, see, short, 5 fosters and you adopted 3. I don't know you, but I love you. 2 born on drugs. Oh my gosh, honey. Like, uh, meth or crack babies. May is foster care. Lisa Irwin, thank you for telling me that. I didn't know. Hey, you know what? And I've got plenty of time, don't I? We can do a focus. Purple Nights, what are you saying? The loving people that want the kids make it so hard to have it jump through. Do they, honey? Do they make you jump through hoops? But darling, you ought to have to jump through hoops. Because I heard, now listen, y'all, I'm going off the rails off of our statistics now. Just for a minute here, I'm not talking facts. I'm talking hearsay. Things people have said to me that I've heard over the years. I've heard there's some people that become foster parents just to get the paycheck, to where they don't have to go to work, where they just money. So how do you vet? I mean, how do these people get vetted? Especially, but what I was going to say about May too, and thank you for bringing that to my attention, maybe throughout the month of May, like every time we do a live, there's no money in foster care, wasn't for me, and you work full time. See, Jax? See, I never know when I hear stuff like that. Because you'll hear people say like, oh, well, sure, they get a government check. Well, I don't know that. How come people say stuff like that? I mean, don't you get... See, it's probably different in different states because CPS is not, it's not federal, right? As best as I'm being able to wrap my brain around it. It's a state government department, right? Okay, so you should get the Medicaid card. You should. Yeah. Just looking at stats, there are nearly 1,600 Idaho children in foster care and only 1,200 licensed care homes. Okay, so do you have to... Hi, Magenta. So, oh, Jax, honey, that baby, don't you worry about nothing like that. If anybody, I'm not questioning you, baby, at all. The only questions I'm asking is because I need educated. The only way I can get educated is asking people who knows more about it than I do. And you do. And see, there's probably different, it's likely different in different states. And I just wanted to get started with statistics and us not get to, but now looky here, if we're going to talk about foster care and adopting children and how these children are winding up in their situations, like the statistics we just looked at, how many of the children turn out to be criminals later on, stuff like that, we need to have major big respect for everybody, each of us that's in our chat and whatnot, and commend those that, like Jax, that have given all of their life to helping these children. And through learning and gaining more information, and oh, y'all, I'm getting so stopped up, I'm going to have to quit, babies, here real pretty quick because I'm going to lose my voice. But Frazzled, you foster? Jack, see, I don't know. And I want to find out more how it works. How many adults are on drugs because of what they live. Honey, see, that wasn't even, Gigi, that wasn't even in the study there. I don't know. There's another thing. Hi, Crazy Daisy. Did you grow up in a cave? You are at least 75 and you're sitting here. Honey, I don't know why in heaven's name you would choose to come into a discussion of this type and have such an unpleasant attitude. Honey, first of all, I'm not 75, I'm 70. And the second thing would be, evidently you're the crazy one. Look at your username, sweetheart. And, uh, and I'm sitting on here pretending like I don't know about any of this. Well, let me tell you how come. Oh, no, Shorty Small, I wouldn't finish answering that. That's okay, Shorty. So let me tell you this, Crazy Daisy. You are way bad on the wrong channel, and you need to take your Crazy Daisy ass over to someplace else and talk to somebody that you think might give a shit. Do you fucking hear me, you stupid motherfucker? Now, get off my channel because I'm 70 years old. I have an IQ of 128 and I have no experience whatsoever other than what I have described earlier on in this video. And you can take a flying kiss at my royal ass and get the fuck off my channel. And now I'm going to go back to my chat room. Now then. Honey, I know if I was younger. But darling, it's like I was saying a while ago. I have them days to where, Gigi, you don't think there would be as many on drugs. See, I'm pretty sure, now this is self-analysis, and there's no way for me to really know, but there is a strong possibility. Well, there ain't no way for me to know, but most of my drug use was about getting away from an unpleasant something or other. And so it makes me wonder if I had not been sexually abused as a child from the age of 6 to 8, would I have done drugs? And here again, there's no way I'll ever know that. But how could, and I don't know, I'm trying to think what would be how would, it's so, Jax, honey, it's okay. I mean, look at me. I'm a tough old bird. If I hadn't survived the things I've survived, if you babies hadn't survived the things you'd survived, you wouldn't be the good, fine people you are now. You wouldn't be strong like yous are now. You know, if you've come in a life to where you grow up and you feel entitled and, you know, everything's all about you. What's that country song? Oh my God, it was what was that song? Let's talk about me, let's talk about let's talk about number one, oh my, me, my. Is that, New Orleans lady? What I think, what I do, what I. So, you know, people that grow up that way, they don't care about other people. They don't care about just the other people around them, much less if there's a child suffering somewhere. But on the drug related, that's really interesting what you've brought out about the drug use and I'm going to have to think on who would have that information. You call it the look at me syndrome. That's a good way to put it, New Orleans lady. New Orleans lady. Yeah. But see, there's there's got to be some reason for that too, right? You know, I mean, that's a whole different rabbit hole. And I'm certainly no psychiatrist or psychologist or counselor or no, I mean, nothing like that. No qualifications whatsoever. But I don't know. It just seems like there's a hi, Violet. Um, I don't know. Oh well, Violet, honey, since you know, I've got a good idea. Why don't you take the time and put it in the chat? We'll wait for you, babe. Go ahead. Violet may be a slow typer. Let's give Violet a minute. Arctic Fox found your grandfather. Hang on, darling. I gotta scroll you back down. I found my grandfather after he committed suicide. Oh, honey, oh, Arctic Fox. So you would attribute your drug use to wanting to escape from a horrendous Arctic. Do you travel? I don't travel no more because of my health and my age, but I wish that if you travel, my husband and I would love for you and your partner to come over and visit us. Well, now, Violet, honey, that won't work. How does that solve it? And you're going to have to put more effort into it, honey. Bizzle Van Dark. Hang on, I got to scroll back down. Well, shit, farts ain't matches. Hang on, I got to get back to. Okay, well, Violet, honey. Sweetheart, a well is a mighty deep subject for a very shallow mind. You're going to have to put more effort into it. No, that doesn't work either, hon. You do? Arctic Fox. Now look. Because if me and you get together like in real life, where we could sit down and work on something together and even do a live together, like from my house, and you can, well, the bed's a twin-size bed, or we got a blow-up mattress we can put on the floor. Is it just you and your partner? I'm being too nosy, Arctic Fox. Would there just be one and a guest? I have one bathroom, but I can accommodate, and I can cook. We'll talk about that some more. Now that we're connected on Instant Messenger, Arctic Fox. Because, I'd like to know your story. Anyway, I'm waiting on chat to come back up. Forgiving you is easy, but forgetting seems to take the longest time. Yeah, Janica. Yeah, yeah. And I've never forgiven my abuser. And I've never forgiven my rapist. Um, I practice, yeah, Gigi, I know we're still waiting. Um, I practiced something that I learned from my mama. And she applied it to my father's death. For years, like for the rest of her life. You don't ever get over it, you just learn to live with it. So, you know, it's made me who I am today. And as my husband of 22 years, excuse me, this cough is making me have a tickle. As my husband of 22 years has often remarked to some other people, everybody loves my baby, and if they don't, there's something wrong with them. So I reckon all of the ucky stuff that's happened has caused me to turn out halfway decent. And the one thing, compartmentalized Donna is what, yeah, honey, almost like taking it and putting it in a box and putting it up here on the shelf. Is that kind of like that, Donna? Is that what you mean, babe? Once in a while, I have to take the box down, take the lid off. Yeah. Yeah, Donna. And there'll be times to where, yes, Janica, we're stronger because of it. And what better, hi, Brianna, what better can we do with that than to borrow a phrase, pay it forward? You gotta fold laundry, Arctic Fox. Well, baby, I'm not gonna be on that much longer. I did a little bit of laundry today, not too much. Hi, Angela. What, honey? You got bullied when you commented from a sub on that nice Irishman? Yes, honey, I was there. You mean not on Novelist? Somebody bullied you when you Honey, I'm so sorry. The chat keeps jumping on me. Angela, I'm trying so hard, honey. You got bullied when you commented. You got commented by a sub. Yes, honey, I was there on that live. I didn't. Yeah, Jenica, the triggers do come back. Chi-Chi, well, honey, it's late for me. Sorry about the scratchy sounds. There's a closet right on the other side of this wall, and there's a kitty in it that's messing around. Oh, honey, good. I'm glad it wasn't me, because I do not have a reputation as a bully. I'm a reactionary person. I'm like super nice unless you're not. And if you're not nice, in real life, you'll be picking yourself up off the ground. I'm 4 foot 10 inches tall, or 4 foot 11. I lied. I'm 4 foot 11, and I weigh 110 pounds. And no, I don't work out. I've always had amazing upper body strength and a really good aim. And my brother-in-law taught me how to fight when I was 11 years old. And so in real life, if I encounter a bully or somebody that's bullying somebody else, if somebody bullies me, I'm more the type to go, but because I consider the source. You've got to always consider the source. That's number one. And number two, the only way, now, here again, I am not giving you advice. As my mama would say, do not do as I do. Do as I say. In real life, if you're a nasty person, you're going to be picking yourself up off the ground because I'm going to knock the holy living shit out of you if you're a grown-up. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care how broad you are. I don't care who you know. And I sure as hell don't care who you blow. I will flat out snap on you and open up a can of whoop ass like you ain't ever seen. I've lost one fight in my life. It was the first one. I ain't lost one since. And I've taken down some big bullies physically. Now then, I've had a little bit of special training too. But when it comes to, baby, to you getting bullied in a comment section, I don't know how. Honey, you can either totally ignore it, or you can give the person the benefit of the doubt, because it can be really challenging, especially without emojis, to convey in a text or written form only the intent or the tone. You don't get the tone of voice. You're not seeing the facial expression. You're not witnessing the body language. So, but honey, I hate to hear that you got bullied. My habit is, darling, is just block. You know, I'm sure you know, sweetheart, that you can just, yes, Janica, just walk away. Just like on my phone here, I don't know what kind of device you've got, honey. If it's the type that you would touch it, or if you need a mouse and your little dots up there. But if you're in a live chat and the moderators are not perceiving what you're perceiving, you can block that person individually to where you just don't see it. Out of sight, out of mind. And what you do, darling, when you do that is what you do what we used to call jerking the rug out from under them, or taking the wind out of their sails. You have rendered them absolutely powerless. Or you can approach it with humor. Or you can get mad and go off in a chat and just rip them a new asshole if you want to. Of course, then you're walking the fine line of, are you going to get blocked from that chat to where you might want to go back to it later. Maybe that bully's not there. Now, honey, that probably isn't helpful to you at all. That's just what the different options that I run through in my mind. But you can't hardly bully me because I'm just a mean old bitch, and so it doesn't, I don't care. Here's the thing. You can't been where I've been. Do what I've done. And give a shit about anything like that. Because you come to a place where you either get it, you've got the grasp that life is important. And humans are important. And usually people that would treat you like that, sweetheart, are either, in my opinion, are either A, not worth your time of day, or B, are in really serious need of mental health services. So, baby, if you got it in you, just blow them off. Yes, Angela, sometimes hurting people do hurt other people. Um, yeah, to where we'll lash out at somebody. I don't understand lashing out at total strangers though. I'm to where if if you if Bob hurts me, I'm not gonna lash out at you. I'm gonna lash out at Bob. Uh, I don't understand that mentality, honey. I can't wrap my brain around it. I just it just ain't in me. I don't. Well, Angela, you're welcome, honey. I don't feel like that. I care about my viewers, and my mods care about my viewers, and I care about children, and I'm trying my best to do what I can with the last years of my life to give something halfway worth something back to society. Uh, and this is what I got. This is where my heart is, so this is where I'm going. Well, babies, we've been on for an hour and 13 minutes, and sweetheart, I hope that you won't hold it against novelists. Uh, give the channel another chance if you want to. Okay. So, Sleuth Mom, I step on your toes? Were you live? I think I was getting ready to go live, and I think I missed a notification. And baby, I'm fixing to close it down. The last little bit here, we've just been visiting a little bit about, getting bullied in a chat and stuff like that. But starting out, uh, Michelle, I'm glad you did too, honey. Hi, Dahlia. Um, but Sleuth Mom, if you go and rewatch, it may have been statistics that you're already very familiar with because of your work. Um, but honey, I've been looking at some stuff, and I just needed to visit with y'all and talk about these things. We were looking, Sleuth Mom, we were looking at, good night, Gigi, thank you for coming. We were looking at Child Protective Services statistics gathered in 2021, and reminding ourselves that every one of those numbers represents a real human being. And thank you, Tanya. I can be mean as a junkyard dog, honey, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. But here's the good thing about it. It's not a state of being, it's an emotion. And babies, this is something Bob and I will close with this. This is something Bob and I were discussing earlier in the day, and I won't go through the conversation, just kindly where we ended up at. We were talking about people not talking about people, we were talking about depression and the impact it can have on people that we've known. And we were allowing as to how, where one person might get so frustrated they take a ball peen hammer and just beat the living shit out of a rock with it to get the things out. Another person might go out and just pull weeds and sing to themselves. And that kindly lended itself to talking about, well, have you ever been depressed? And well, no, not really. No. And we both realized that difference in being sad and being depressed. Now, this is mine and Bob's definition. I don't know what the encyclopedia or the Google or the PDRs or whatever the books are that the experts, I don't know what they would say. But here's what me and Bob agreed on. Sadness is an emotion. Depression is a state of being. My state of being is joy. And I am occasionally saddened by events, circumstances, or situations. And generally speaking, they are the events, circumstances, and situations that take place in the life of another, not my own. So my wish for y'all, all of you, not just the nice people in the chat room, everybody, whatever it is that is making you hurt so bad, that makes you so ugly on the inside, that you have to take it out on others. I am very sorry for whatever it is that happened to you to make you that way. And I wish whatever it was that happened to you that made you that way, I wish that it hadn't happened. But since it did, my wish for you would be that you find some way to find joy and happiness inside yourself and love yourself. And look in the mirror. And when you look in the mirror, don't look at your features. Stare into your own eyes until you cannot stand it anymore. And that's where the rubber will meet the road. Y'all, the lab's coming on live. I can't miss Josh. So, one quick verse of one quick song. And then we got to go watch Josh, or I'm going to. Here we go. Wait. Just a quick verse. All the games people play now, every night and every day now, never meaning what they say now, never saying what they mean. While they while away the hours in their ivory towers, until they covered up with flowers, back of a black limousine. Ya-da-da, da-da-da, da-da. La-da-da, da-da-da, da-dee. Talking about you and me and the games people play. I would tell you to behave yourselves, but why waste my breath and your time? I'm going to go watch Josh on the Lab 2.0. Hope to see you over there. If not, stay out of trouble or have fun doing it.